So I've just started to train runecrafting on my alternate account, and I wanted to do a quick guide for what is, in my opinion, the absolute best method for training runecrafting below level 77. Now, there's some pretty high requirements to start this method. Specifically, you need 82 magic and the Lunar spellbook. So all of the requirements to complete Lunar Diplomacy, and completing Lunar Diplomacy gives you 5,000 runecrafting XP on its own. So that jumps you straight from level 1 to level 20. So my alt doesn't have all of the best stats and gear unlocked. At level 20 I don't have any runecrafting pouches. This is the bare minimum for gear. I'm wearing a steam battle staff, which gives unlimited fire and water runes. I'm wearing an earth tiara, a binding necklace, a ring of dueling, and boots of lightness. Now, you could fill all of these slots with graceful if you have it. You're not going to get a big benefit from the graceful set effect from regenerating runs since you're not standing still very often, but having your weight at or below 0 is helpful. Requires these 3 types of runes, so all that's in my inventory is astral as far as casting. I'm going to use the willow logs on this first trip and pay for the next 100 trips, so I shouldn't need this too often, and then we need a big stack of water runes that we're going to use up. Once we're at Varrock, we're going into the mysterious ruins. Again, we're wearing an earth tiara so that we can get in here. And then we're going to use the water runes on the altar, okay? Do not just click craft rune, use the water runes on the altar. And that's not going to work because I need a talisman to make mud runes. So I cast magic imbue, then I use the water on the altar. Alright, now we use this and teleport back to Castle Wars. Let's see if we can make this a little bit more efficient. First of all, I've got a marker for magic imbue. Secondly, as I'm running, it's faster to click on Assistant Morrow than it is to click on the balloon itself. And I'm going to put another marker in here so that I know where that's at before it pops up. I'm going to use my F keys to switch to my spellbook and back. Start running here, and then use this. I'm going to turn on the item charges plugin in RuneLite so that I can see this stuff. I don't want to forget what my charges are at. So that's going to help me make sure I don't get stuck there without a ring of dueling. I also definitely don't want to craft without the binding necklace on. If you do it without the binding necklace, you get half as many runes, which means you get half as much XP. There we go. 3 laps, and we've already gained 2 levels. So looking over here at the main, I'm wearing the Mist Battle Staff instead of Steam. I'm getting my fire runes from the Tome of Fire, but this also allows me to have air. And then I'm bringing a rune pouch. If you have one of those, it's very useful. So my astral runes go in there. I've got Cosmic because that allows me to cast NPC Contact with the air runes. So NPC Contact is what you're going to need to repair your pouches. When I get to level 25 on the alt, I'll be able to get the smaller 2 pouches, but I don't think it's worth it until I can get the large one at 50. So once I have 50, I'll use all 3 of these. Once you get to 75, you actually don't want to use all 4. You put those 2 small ones away, and you just use the giant and large pouches. Filling all 4 means it's 3 different inventories of crafting runes, which means 3 more charges on your binding necklace each trip. So cosmic runes are for repairing pouches with NPC contact. Law runes are because, well, I've got one more spot in my rune pouch, I might as well bring something. And that's another backup teleport in case I break this thing and get stranded. When you're using pouches, they're going to degrade over time. You're going to have to repair them. So we're going to use the NPC contact spell and call the Dark Mage, and he can restore it just by talking to him through there. Now notice if you right click this spell, you can go directly to the last person you called, so I don't need to actually go through that step of the dialogue window up here. And then that dialogue was a little bit shorter than it would be if I didn't have this book. He would have a whole extra step where he asks, or where I have the option to ask him for a book, which would waste the spell because he can't give me the book remotely. You have to actually go to the Abyss and talk to him to get one of these, and then you don't ever use it, but just keep it in your bank. Having this book in your bank makes that call shorter. So here's what one full lap looks like on the main. I have Runelight entry swapper shift click thing, so if I shift click while the bank window is open, the pouches fill. So we'll grab that, fill those, we don't even have to close the bank. Now we hit escape to close the bank, and if I shift click while it's full, it will empty the pouches. We're going to cast Magic Imbue, use this on there, and then shift click those and use it again. One thing I use a lot that makes this a little bit more efficient is menu entry swapper. I've got bank deposit shift click and bank withdraw shift click set up so that when I'm in here it says withdraw all or withdraw 100, but I shift click and just get one of my stamina potions. And then when I have it in here and I shift click instead of deposit, it drinks a dose. Then I deposit. That works with the rings and necklaces as well. So next inventory I'll have to equip a new ring. I'll take one off the stack by shift clicking it and then equip it by shift clicking it, and I never have to close the bank window. This is unrelated to menu entry swapper, but I can click use on the water runes and then on the altar and then cast Magic Imbue. And then get ready to do this as soon as I see my XP drop. So we gotta replace that. The order of clicks here is Assistant Morrow and then Varrock. Then we click on the altar, the mysterious runes, pardon me, the water runes. Then I'm going to click on the altar, see how it still says use water runes. And then I can cast this and get ready to teleport. Alright, well I'm not doing a really in-depth test of this right now, but there's level 31 Runecrafting. I'm at 15,000 XP, so I've gained 10,000. I'd say it took about 30 minutes, probably less, and I'm not fully focused. I'm trying to make the video voiceover and everything. So let's see what kind of profit we got from 30 minutes at least. At the moment, at the current price of mud runes, I just crafted 1,050 of them for 188k. One more thing I would do is maybe tag the Khazard teleport. It's a pretty good one that's close to the bank if, again, you have law runes in your pouch. And then the rest of this can all be graceful. This is a bad guide. I'm done talking. Well, I thought I was done making this video, but I just had to throw in these old screenshots that I found. I think this was right around the time that Daeyalt Essence came out. So using Daeyalt Essence, and when I was more focused, working for an entire hour at this more efficiently, I was able to get 54.2k XP in an hour. That was with all 4 of these pouches, and then I wanted to try it with just the 2, the huge and giant pouch, and we got 54.6k. So almost exactly the same, slightly better. And then screenshots of the sale from the week when I was doing this. We made 15 mil, 16 mil, because these were selling at 266 each.